down here and it's an echo.
Okay.
All right, we're live. All right, we're back. We're in the QueenDoM series. I think our live didn't go through the first time, Mr. Saran. So we're going to go through this again, okay? Can you hear me? We were having some technical.
Okay.
Okay, so we were having some difficulty, so we're back. We're in the QueenDoM series tonight. We have our queen for May, and we are Black Box Radio. I went through this spiel, but we're going to go through it again. I'm Queen from Black Box Radio. We are a media platform for Black excellence based in Baltimore City. We do community outreach in the Black community. We platform Black people. We disseminate Black information to Black people. We are a small business, and we want to make sure that the Black community has access to information and to the things that we are doing in community. And tonight we have our queen, Miss Saran Fossett. Can you say hi to the people? I think there's a little delay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Say hi to the people.
Hey, good people. Happy Tuesday.
All right, all right. We got a little delay, but we're gonna move through this. So we want to first know, who is Saran Fossett? Tell us, who is that?
I am a dreamer, a visionary. I am a nurturer, a matriarch. I'm a mom, a grandmom, a friend,
Oh wow.
a businesswoman. I'm many things, many things.
I love that. I love
That's a
that.
good summary.
That's just some wow. I love that. You're doing it. So that's beautiful. So in Baltimore, so are you from Baltimore? Are you what did you grow up in Baltimore?
West Side certified.
Really?
West Side certified. I'm from Epperson Village, and
Really, the village?
yeah,
Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so you're a West Side girl. So where'd you go to high school? Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Where'd you what school did you go to? What high school did you go to?
I
Can
went to
you
Western High School.
Oh, you went to Western. You're a dove.
Of course,
Ooh.
I am.
Ooh.
Only
Okay.
the best.
I love it. I love it. Western does so. We're in Baltimore. That's a big school here. It's an all girl school here. So okay, we just shouting out. Baltimore loves the high school, so we got to shout out the high school. So, Mr. Ron, you said you're a mother, and what did you do? How did you get into the field that you're in? How did we get here? Were you what did you do in your life? Were you a businesswoman all your life? I know you told me you were a model. What are some of the things you did?
hmm So, I would say I've been a lover of fashion since a little girl. Um, and so I went to school for fashion at Western. I studied business, and I went to school. I went to college for fashion, and I modeled professionally. And I then went into education because I couldn't travel as much because I had my son. Uh, and I went into education. I worked for Baltimore City Public Schools in curriculum development and professional development for 19 years. I've had a modeling agency and production company. I've done all things fashion, styling, modeling, producing. Uh, this is it's kind of who I am. I can't um, say that I've been a like a business person all my life, but I would say I've been an entrepreneur who tried not to be one. I tried working for someone else, but that's just not, yeah, that doesn't work for me. So I had to do something for me. So I started Images Productions in the 90s. I had a production company and fashion agency. And when I started that, I started to deal with what the Black woman's experience was in fashion. Because
Mm,
being in the industry, I realized the level of racism and things that
wow.
we dealt with in the industry. So that made me want to teach other Black women who was going into that industry, how do we navigate that? Um,
Okay.
and that's how I started. And then I had a son, and I had to change things because I couldn't travel, I couldn't do those things as much, and I went into education, and by the time I had my daughter, and she was going to this predominantly white elitist school, uh, I said, I need to stay home. I need to be at home with her so that I could protect her blackness in this white space that she deserved to be in. And I quit my job. And thus there
Mm.
was
Oh my
she.
goodness.
So her middle name is Aziza, and it
Okay.
means gorgeous, powerful. And I named
Mm.
it after her. And every day I worked on curriculum and I worked on activities. And asked her, how would you feel about me being a mom to other girls who need that kind of support? And she said, okay. And here we are 14 years later.
Wow. And that is Aziz's piece, right?
Yep,
Oh my goodness. And so what is the work that you guys are doing? Because that's so this is started on a mother's love and more than anything.
absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. So we use fashion, fitness, arts, music,
Mm.
entertainment, and education to address social and emotional development, life and critical thinking skills development, especially for girls and LGBTQ in school
Okay.
spaces, ages 14 to 24. Most recently, we moved into middle school. Our content is probably good for somebody 13, maybe,
13.
because
Okay.
of some of the things we talk about. We talk about political issues, we talk about current trends, we talk about financial literacy, we
Mm-hmm.
talk about mental health, we
Okay.
talk about healthy versus toxic relationships, power of the media. We do
Wow.
all of those things with those pillars that I mentioned to help
Okay.
young people fall in love with themselves. Because when they fall in love with themselves, they'll be the change they want to see.
Hmm. Wow. So you service all young people, um, certain demographic, girl, gender, um, who because every I think all the young people need this service. I wish this type of service was available when I was young.
I feel the
That's
same way.
amazing. Yeah.
So
So what
yeah, we
all
do
young people
all,
can
but
come?
we do all, but our interest, our commitment has been to Black girls and LGBT youth.
Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Oh, that's amazing. Black girls. Ah, I love to hear that. I love to hear that. And so over the years, you've helped young people sometimes with actually living spaces because it's a lot when you go into this type of relationship with young people, right?
Oh yeah, because now you're going in a relationship that they have with the family.
Yes.
So when you find, my grandmama used to always say, when you find she would say, when you find a silly child, you better, when you get there to their house, there's a silly parent there. She used to say that, right? And I didn't really understand that, but when I look at it now, when we have these broken girls and broken young people, period, we go home and
Yes.
somebody's broken.
Yes. That
So
is that is
she
unfortunately is
made
learned
sense.
behavior. Yeah.
Well,
In her own way. It made a lot of sense. Wow. I never thought about it that like, but she's right. Man. Okay. And so, man, so I know you've heard every story. You've seen so many things in this work
mm,
with young people and address so
say it
many
again.
things. I said, I know you address and seen so many things working with young people, in that
It's a
age. Can you hear me?
true. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
It's a lot working with them. Okay. And so,
You're breaking up.
Aziz, where you guys located, and how do you do this work? Where you located in Baltimore?
I can't hear you.
You, you can't hear me? Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we lost Saran, so we're gonna wait for her to come back. It looks like it's technical difficulties. Wow, you live by the internet, you die by the internet. Understand that. So she's back, guys. Hey.
Hey, I don't know what happened. It all of a sudden said something went wrong. I'm like, what went wrong?
Well, yeah, I told the folks you had some technical difficulties, but you're back. So, in this line of work, what do you see are the most issues with our young people? It's just not love for self. What is the most? What is the problem?
So that's like an onion. You have to, you have to peel. It's so many problems. It's um, the consequences of systemic barriers that they're dealing with, broken families, the system that is intended to break them, and
Yes.
them being broken as a result of undereducated, underemployed, unheard, unseen. Like it's so many layers to that. So
Mm,
to answer that simply, it's impossible. Like you have young people who don't love themselves because they have not seen what love is or what it does. Then you have
mm,
those who have a voice and want to be heard, and no one's listening. People, they're those who are at home and they're supported, but they're up against a system that don't care anything about what who they are, what they're doing. So it's a very complex thing that we deal with every day. You know,
mm.
different different issues.
Different issues. So that's what you do. You do a lot of addressing issues and
Mhm.
trying to get them over to just completely loving, falling in love with themselves. So is that the
You can't
process?
change what you don't confront.
Mm,
You can't change what you don't confront. So they have to know what they're dealing with in order
mm,
to win. This is not a checkers game. In order to do this, this is a strategy. You have to deal with what you're dealing with. So we can't
mm.
go in with naivety talking about, kumbaya, can't we all get along? This system is not set up for you to get along. So if you are aware of the system, then you can navigate the system for the win.
Yeah, yeah. That makes a lot of sense, man. So young people need that support, and sometimes it's not coming from home.
Oh, yeah. A lot of times it's not coming from home.
It's a lot of times it's not coming from home. So
Mhm.
as soon as when you set this program up, right? As you felt there were enough children that could that needed this service. That says
You
something about our society.
As soon as I set it up, this is what my daughter said. She said, "You want to deal with the kids? You know you're gonna have to do this for the parents." And
Oh,
I went, "Well, that's what she said." All these years later, that's a fact. So now I have to deal with parental engagement because I
wow.
am somewhere telling you what I had to realize is that there are generations of emotional and mental poverty, right? So when I
Mm,
come in and I go, you
wow.
can do this, you can go to college, you can do this, you can own a business, but your mama and your grandmama, nobody is educated. No, you know what I mean? Then
Yes,
it's like
yes.
the audacity of you. Who are you to tell my child that this is possible? So then you have to help the parent navigate the agency that the child is gaining.
Mm.
It's you
So it's
know
a process. It's a family.
mhm,
Trauma is such a heavy blanket,
it is.
and and it has, and people are so traumatized, black families, and you see it how it's manifesting through the generations. And
Hmm.
what we see with our young people is the aggression and the violence. It's all trauma,
Yep.
and
And
it's
they're
just,
born that way.
huh?
They're born traumatized.
They're born traumatized. That's exactly. As soon as they conceive, all they see is trauma. All they face is trauma in the womb. It's unfortunate, and so we see the manifestations of that. But so programs like this is well needed in the city. So this is for any young person. Am
14
I?
to 24-year-olds.
Mm, okay, got it. And that's 10 years.
Hmm.
Service a lot of different problems within 10 years of
Hmm.
10 years in the ages. Wow.
Hmm.
Yeah, you have a lot of different, from grown up issues to child issues.
The thing is, so many of them are dealing with grown-up issues, and the trauma makes them all the same age, ultimately,
Mm,
even the parents. So sometimes I'm talking to 50-year-old parents who are still 15-year-old girls because of trauma.
that's hard to even realize, but that's what you see.
Hmm.
Mm, mm, mm. Okay, and so I'm sure you've had plenty success stories.
Yeah, I rock.
You you right. I love that. I love that. So tell so you do rock that. That's what's up. So a lot of you've done a lot of success in helping young people.
Hmm.
Do you keep up with them? Do they keep coming through? Y'all always a family? Is it built like that?
It is. We have a
Mm,
very high retention rate. So
okay.
actually, a lot of the facilitators and program supporters, when I mentioned earlier that I had a modeling agency and production company, a lot of those people have come back and they are the facilitators now because of the relationship I had with them. Like
Really?
one of my music directors, I've now known him and he's one of my best friends for 30 years. He
Wow.
teaches our lessons through music. My other best friend, she supports on the back end, especially with LGBT matters because she's a significant role player in HRC, the Human Rights Campaign. I've known her for 30 years. So
Mm,
the relationship, when we talk about healthy versus toxic relationship, one of the facilitators for that modeled with me. She was actually going to be signed to one of the largest agencies in the country when she was just a teenager and
mm.
got in a domestic violent situation. And in 5 years had 4 kids and whole life took a detour. She comes back and she talks about it. Our peer facilitators are young people who've been in the program who come back because the thing about the work, the culture and climate of AP is rooted in love and it's got a vibe that you typically have to experience in order to give it back because most people don't experience it. The unconditional love and nurturing that is here is not a thing that is common for our young people, unfortunately. So when they experience it, they stay and they give it back. And then love does what it does. It
Yeah.
wins like you say it does.
Wow. That sounds like you're doing some big business over there. You rocking for sure.
Mhm.
So where do you have like a center or a place or a drop off? How do you guys function when there's like a emergency or something like that with the participant?
Resources. So when there's an emergency, depending on what that emergency is, if
Mm-hmm.
it's addressing things from needing therapy, needing counselors, needing support like that, our partnerships, like with Keys
Okay.
and Powers, and um, when it's
Okay.
LGBT things, certain partnerships like with Joy Baltimore, like
Got
some
it.
of those needs are met when they're past what the work we do, because the wraparound services that we need to give young people, we can't do that work in silos. So I
Yeah.
understand strategic partnerships, and I think that ours are pretty strong. Our relationship with Keys and Powers has been incredible. It just
Wow.
started, but the things that we're going to be able to do and the days to come and the years to come is going to be magnificent. I said that we were going to be the Chick-fil-A of youth programs. This partnership is going to make that happen.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait to see the growth, because we need these type of programs. It is important for all of our children to get all the services because the world is a, it's a very dangerous place. And so we need to everything is stacked against them. We have to fight for them,
Indeed.
and have safe spaces for them to land. So I really appreciate a program like that. But you made some sauce. See, that's what I like about you, Miss Saran. You
I
put
am.
that sauce on it. You said, listen, we're going to create something else that is
Hmm.
going to fundraise and that is going to shut Be More down.
Hmm.
And there will be no more of them that I'm not present. That was so. Tell us what you do as a fundraiser for AZIZA Peace.
So we host a fashion event called Strut.
Mm,
And I said when I started Strut that it was going to become the Victoria's Secret fashion show, a fashion show. So if you're into fashion and fashion shows, you know the Victoria's Secret fashion show was like the Super Bowl of
yeah,
fashion shows.
it
And
was.
I said that Strut is going to do that for young people, right? So we've had Strut 9 years now. 2023 will be our 10th year, and this
Mm,
year we had well over 500, like probably about 600 people at Strut. We were
mm,
standing room only at the Hilton BWI. So there we use the music to translate the lessons and things that the young people have experienced. I guess Struck is something like a capstone for the young people who have been through our program through the year. So that the lessons that they've learned, the agency that they've gained over that time, you
mm-hmm.
get to see that when they strut down this runway. They are
Oh wow.
to political issues, social issues. We have talked about everything from um, the pay gap for women to men,
Mm,
prison to pipeline, the pipeline to prison situation. We've talked about feminism, sexism, the problems
mm,
with not accepting LGBT. We've dealt with all of that on the runway through music, visuals, and
yeah.
fashion.
Is that right?
I
So
told you I was dope.
you you ain't lying. You're not lying, Mr. Ryan. Well, all of that is going down on the runway.
It is. It is.
Oh my goodness.
So you feel everything. Like you can go from being like frustrated because you're like, yeah, that's happening, to going, man, I can't believe they pulled that off like that. Like there's a
Wow.
lot of thought that goes into curating Strut. It is. It,
Okay. So what made you do that?
I love fashion. It's it was not
That's your
rocket
thing.
science. It was not rocket science. That's my thing. That is who I am. So it is easy to communicate in that way. Kind of like if you're a poet, it's
Yeah.
not to write a piece about something. That is what Strut is for me. I can sit down, I hear a song, I go, man, I can connect that to this, and this happens, and we have conversations with young people, and they buy into what are we saying? They learn about it, and they then execute with conviction because they understand what we're saying.
Mm,
You know.
wow. And so most the young people are actually on the runway.
Oh yeah, backstage and on the runway. Hair, makeup, ticket sales, at the front door, logistics, they're everywhere. We're teaching them skills on how like production, hospitality, like all of that. They're learning it through Strut.
Hmm, man. So this is an event, and so this event is a fundraiser for the actual program, right?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
it's doing very well.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That is pretty awesome. So, is this something you always wanted to do? You wanted to have a show. You were a model. Are you strutting down that? I know you strutting down the runway also. So,
Hmm.
I know you are. So, is this something you always wanted to do?
It's something I've always done. So in the
Mm,
90s, when I had the production company, I produced fashion shows then. And I just said to one of my friends, if we did some of the things we did in the 90s, we'd still be ahead of our time. Like, always innovative. I've always been, when I said earlier that I'm a visionary, it's always been that. My household, I grew up in a household where political and cultural awareness was a thing. Like that, my father didn't play about that, right?
mm,
So, me taking fashion and the art of fashion and music, all of those things, that's art. How do I use that? Because it, of course, stimulates abstract thought. So here I have this thing about social agendas and cultural agendas and political awareness. How do I connect all of that with color, sight, sound? How do I do that? And
Mm-hmm.
so it's pretty easy for me because I grew up in a space where that was expected. And so
Got
it's
it.
just what I did. And um, to find your purpose. So this purpose driven life I have now, I'm just using my gifts and talents, and my capacity to love to help young people to find their gifts and talents and to learn to love so that love can do what love does.
I like when you say that love can do what love does. It
Mhm.
is, and that's for love. And that's amazing. Amazing work. Amazing work. And what year are you in? 10, you said?
10 years for STRUT, 15 years almost for programming.
Hmm. So, wow. And how do people actually um, give give money towards this? What you do? Do you have a
So
website? How do people donate?
we do. We have a website. You go on the website, the link is there to go, to click right on it and send us all your love donations. How the church say, pass the basket around. It's right there on there. Yeah,
And leave it in there, right? What's the website? I love it. What's the website?
it is. It's Aziza,
Mm,
www.azizapeace.squarespace.com.
all right. So that's you guys go to donate to this lovely cause. So what's next for Aziza Peace? What, give us a little something because I know you doing something. What's
So,
next?
we're in school during the school day, after school, and a summer program.
Okay.
So, currently, we're planning for summer. Our summer camp is connected to Youth Works. So,
Okay.
we actually identify specific teams and then we allow Youth Works to send some of them to us.
Mm,
This year, we'll host 75 teenagers. Um, at summer camp from July the 5th to August 5th. And it's going to be a pretty dope experience. We did it through COVID. So we're pretty excited to be in person again this summer. And we're going to do it on Central Avenue, like right downtown, not
wow.
far from like that Fells Point, Harbor East area,
Mhm.
to show our kids some different things that are in this city outside of their 4 block radius of where they live,
That's
and
really nice.
every week they'll go on a trip,
Mm,
and we're going to have dope exercises and guest speakers and things like that. It's going to be pretty.
amazing. So you have a
And
summer
we'll
camp
close out the
also.
summer with a sneaker ball. So what we do, we give all the kids a pair of sneakers and a loaded backpack every summer. So we give that to them at the end of summer.
Oh, wow. And then you have a ball. I think I
We do.
came to that.
We party.
You party with that. That is so nice. Wow.
Yeah.
So that's what you. So you just do your programming. So it's nothing because I think you said earlier that you got something going on. You're gonna be the Chick-fil-A. You said something over there. I heard you say something like that.
I'm telling you, we're going to be the Chick-fil-A of youth programs. I mean,
I
we're
love that.
yeah, we're going to grow everywhere. We're going to be everywhere. And our
Yeah.
partnership with Keys and Powers, like it allows expansion because um, it deals with the clinical, it deals with the needs of our kids that the programming can't. The programming brings up these challenges or these pains. Now we have a direct relationship where somebody can meet that need. When we find out that kids are in homes that don't have food and don't have gas and electric, and they like, we have the answer to that now. So I'm
Excellent.
really excited about that. It's definitely, yeah, definitely a dope situation.
That's very that's a blessing right there.
Yeah, it
So they'll
is.
be able to really, really shore up a whole nother side of what you do. So that's a partnership.
Indeed, it is.
Mm, okay. So you would like to spread the program to different places. You want it to be everywhere.
I do. You know
That's
how
amazing.
Chick-fil-A is everywhere, and it's the same everywhere you go. Good afternoon. Welcome to Chick-fil-A. It's the same. That's what we're going to do.
Okay. All right. So you're setting the structure. So you wrote a curriculum and everything for this. So you.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
Yep.
What did you know about writing curriculums? How'd you get to write a
I was
curriculum?
doing curriculum development for Baltimore City Public Schools.
Oh.
So I was there when they did the multicultural curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
Started the multicultural curriculum, and they brought in these amazing minds: Malifa Asante, Hawanza Kunjufu, Karanga. They brought all these people together and created this multicultural curriculum that to this day they did not use. They did not use it because who was going to teach it?
Wow.
And so I was part of that journey, efficacy and multicultural things like that. So I learned by default how to write curriculum.
Oh, so you were able. That's good. So because that gives you good structure, and then you're able to, pass that on and replicate it.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. But so you wrote curriculum. It's amazing because that's not easy. Folks,
No.
folks, oh no.
Yeah,
if
that's
you if you think it's easy, try it. A curriculum is not to be played with.
right.
So
Right.
that means you got to know what you're doing. That's what I'm saying. You can't just sit down and write a curriculum.
And
Okay.
we have these 9 modules of like it's like a journey of self-actualization. So, the foundation is the same, but of course we're not teaching the exact same lesson from 2008 and 2022.
Mm-hmm.
But the outcome, the objectives of the lesson is the same, that by the end, that person from 2008 should have the same agency that one that we encountered in 2022.
Mm.
And so figuring that out has not been easy, but I think we've got it.
Think you got it.
Yeah.
Wow. He said you got it in the can. I think you can cover it all. I think you can cover it all for sure. Man, this is something that and are you going to do and replicate it in different ages, or are you going to keep it in your age group?
I think I'm gonna mind my business. I think we might go to middle school.
Mm-hmm.
We also have another partnership besides Keys and Joyce Baltimore. We also connected to another partnership called Behind the Scenes, right? And so with that is when our young people learn about the law and their rights and how to navigate the system and have, I guess, healthier relationships or a more human concept of what the police, um, police as people and then policing. What is
Mm-hmm.
the difference, and how does that affect them? And with that piece, what we do is they go through 6 weeks of lessons with that, and they interact with law officers to learn like that they're human and what is happening. What does defunding the police mean? Should that happen? These are
Mm-hmm.
real conversations that we have to have. Our young people are afraid of a system that is supposed to protect and serve when we clearly know that that's controversial. Were you created to protect and serve them? Really? So having those conversations, but we do that with our partnership with Behind the Scenes, and at the end at the end of that journey, all of the participants get a custom made suit. Literally, she walks them through everything from their fabric choice for the suit, the fabric choice for the lining, the buttons. Like it's incredible. And this year was the first year we managed to get through that process, and they showed the suits in STRUT. So I'm looking forward to STRUT 10,
Mm-hmm.
where we're able to show the entire collection and really be able to speak to that new partnership as well. So we just have some amazing things going on, and all of our partners are ready to grow and to go to different places because wherever there's poverty, our children have the same need. So we have the solution. We're the disruptors around here.
Hey, somebody got to disrupt.
Everybody
We
needs
Yeah, somebody got to do that good trouble. So, man, you said someone, you're the disruptor. I like that. So, Strut, man, so you and your partners, you're looking to move around too with it if need be.
Hmm. So
Mm.
I literally want. I often ask my I call him my Clyde, right? So when we talk about the events, and he's that guy when I go, I want it to be this big, right? He's the guy that goes, okay, this is how we can make it this big, right? His name is Jamar. And I said to Jamar, like, should we have a lot of little struts nationwide, or should strut be this big event that people fly into, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we thought about smaller struts here and there, but we have to have this big thing because strut needs to be like the Super Bowl. It's not a bunch of little Super Bowls. It's
There
one
you
big
go.
Super
There
Bowl,
you go. So you ain't playing one strut.
one strut.
Oh, I love it. And so this is strut 10X.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. What kind? This is strut 10. So what's special about this one? What should we expect?
Oh. You need seat belts. I'm gonna tell you that. You need
Like
seat
that?
belts. You have to strap your seat belts on. Because I'm telling you, we coming with everything. We want an entire experience from the time you walk in the hippodrome until you go into the theater and see the staging and the runway. Like it's go hard or go home. I don't like. I think like after we have Strut 10, where the heck are we going with all these people after it? I don't know, but we'll figure that out. Strut 11. Strut 10, though, we're going to bring that fire.
I'm ready for this fire. My goodness. Don't do me like you did the last one. That's
You put it on your calendar. You put it on your calendar right now, March 11th, 2023.
oh, it's ready. I love
It's
it.
ready.
Watching.
We're not playing. We announced it at the last strut that you missed.
Oh, no, you didn't. Much you did say that. So every March is a strut. Is that, I don't like what
It's
you just
every
said.
March.
Every March. Okay.
I did it in March. My grandmom's birthday was in March, and when I started it, I did it in honor of that matriarch in my life, right? So
Got it.
it's in March every month in honor of my grandmother.
Every year. Got that. Got that. I'm already excited like it's next month. It got a long time, but I
People
really
like,
can't wait. I saw
mhm.
pictures of the last one, so I know it was phenomenal. And you
I'm
said
happy.
500 people were there?
Oh, it's more than that. We were standing room only in the Hilton. The Hilton's ballroom holds 1,000 people. We were standing room only.
Okay. So you
Yeah.
coming. You got the Hippodrome. That's a big space. Let's go.
Yep. Yep. Let's go.
you, you look like you're not even worrying about it.
Nope.
Wow. This is what you do.
Exactly.
Okay. Man. So this is connected to a production company or you're creating a production company? No, are you just doing Strut?
That's a very good question, and
You're
it's funny that
producing.
it's very affirming because I had an agency before, I had a production company before, and I stopped. And so what you just said was affirming. So it'll start again. The agency and the production and all of that, the events, the things when people are asking for the kids to do fashion shows and all these things that they're asking them to do. It's going to be another stream of revenue in order for them to grow and for this program to grow. So yeah, that's going to happen. Thank you for the confirmation.
Well, I just look at it. You're producing something.
Hmm.
You are actually producing something that and you said all of the people that's involved and your partners. Yeah, this is bigger than just a show once a year. You know? Can you hear me?
Hmm. Hmm.
You can? Okay. Okay. I'm
Oh yeah, like so the designers. I mean, we've had designers come from Atlanta, Chicago, like because of the relationships I have in fashion.
Mhm.
I just bring them back.
Okay. And so you actually built this to the 10th one and you started where?
Where did I start? At Arundel High School.
That was your first strut.
Hmm.
Oh my goodness. So now Arundel High School, you're going to the Hippodrome.
Exactly.
Wow, 10 years. That's amazing.
It is.
That's amazing. And the young people are really, I know they come out.
Oh man, they come out in every way.
You said they come out in every.
They do. They
That's
do.
right.
Yeah.
Wow. So I would love to see that, and it's something about seeing yourself,
Hmm.
and seeing representations of yourself. It brings validity to who you are. It's not that, you have to have it, but I think you need it.
Hmm.
You need to see yourself. So I'm sure that is like amazing for them to
Hmm.
see themselves up there and
Yeah, they get hyped. They get hyped. Like so, Strut will start the search for designers and vendors and models. It'll start in a month or so. So,
wow.
um, a lot of our young people will be the runway coaches and all of those things because we have some of them who have been with us for years at this point on that runway, so they can give new models the confidence that they need to strut. You know. I mean, it's a
Oh,
pretty amazing process. So we have things in the works for people to see the process at Strut 10, so you can see what they go through in order to execute that in such excellence. You know, so
yeah.
I'm excited about it.
I'm sure the production is huge.
Oh, it is.
I am, yeah, I'm sure it's huge, man. That's amazing. So I'm like salivating. Let me move on, because I saw those boots. You
Oh,
had
oh my gosh! If my sister's on this phone, I'm gonna hear about the boots. All she talks about are the boots.
them boots. I saw those boots. I saw a picture of those boots. I said, "Whoa, those are beautiful." I didn't know those were nice.
Thank you. The designer is called Flawed Clothing. She's in Chicago. I sent her the boots. She bought them back like that. They were hand painted.
Quite amazing. The talent that we have, man.
Indeed.
So that's hand painting what she did on those boots.
Yes.
Wow. I wish I
All
could
the
show the people.
statements. Right. All the stuff was statements about strutting, AZIZA Peace and 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 me. They are my boots.
Yeah, your
It's
boots.
amazing. It's just amazing what she did with them. When I saw them, I thought, gee, she put thought in that. You know, it's beautiful.
That was absolutely beautiful. So you started this amazing program. You have this amazing fundraiser that I can't wait to come to.
Hmm.
How has this helped your daughter? What has it done for you guys' relationship? This type of commitment that you've made and her development.
So my daughter, when people say, ask questions like, "What's the evidence that
Yeah.
what you do work?" She is the evidence that it works. Um, she is the evidence of what, like, if I look back and if you ask me, was I insane to quit my job when she was going to this school that cost $30,000 a year? I would say I needed my arm strapped um, around and put in a padded cell. However, um, I'd do it again because because of what she has become. Like, so
Mm,
she left Park School. She went to University of Maryland, graduated in the top of her class. She's now getting her master's at Columbia.
beautiful.
Um, she's at SEPA, and they're paying for her to be there. She's an amazing young woman, like an
Mm,
amazing.
wow.
She makes me look fabulous.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
she's pretty amazing, and um, what it has done for our relationship, it simply affirms with her, like, you are uh, you are Aziza, you are amazing, you
Yeah.
are um, the evidence of, again, what love does. She is that. And so she's in spaces now, and she's often speaking like, I have imposter syndrome, and I go, I hear you. However, um, you are this black girl that are in these spaces, that some black girl is going to follow you
Yeah.
in years to come. Like, you have to blaze that trail for them to
Yeah.
follow. You have this, that is your purpose. So whatever syndrome it is, you have conquered it, and we will not be moving as if it is a thing. That is not
Mm.
what we're doing. And so she thrives in spaces where she is often the only black girl, and she's young. Um, but she's doing it. She's doing it.
She's learning. She's learning the game.
Yeah,
That's
she has a.
that's
She gonna have a global business to take care of. She gonna have to learn it, because I got to retire.
and she loves it just as much as you, right? So that's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing. Yeah. She grew up
yeah,
in this business.
yeah. She's well rounded. I'm talking about having worked in communication. She speaks Chinese fluently. She has worked in the health. She worked for Philadelphia's health department, and now she's dealing with finance and tech. She is able, she will be able to take this over and take it to the next level. You know, she is. I mean, it's how the universe is working, just magnificently.
It is magnificent. So that sacrifice was so worth it.
Oh yeah, yeah, and
I don't
and
know
then
how you did it. I think you
then
need to tell us how you did it. 30,000
man,
and you quit.
listen, I tell her all the time. Sometimes I thought I was going to have to get a stage name. Coming to the stage is Almighty ISIS. However, family support. We are definitely the evidence of it takes a village. Yeah.
It takes a village. I get it because you took that took a lot of heart and a lot of love and commitment for you to make that sacrifice for your daughter. You
Yeah.
know,
And I
and
mean,
it's
and she's the youngest. So I have a son, and he went to college and studied music and marketing. And so all of our apparel and stuff like that, he creates that.
wow. So this is a family thing. Yeah,
Oh
this
yeah, that was the plan.
yeah, this is embedded in the family. Everybody likes fashion. Yes. So your
Yeah.
son, so everybody's fashionable. You know, everybody's fashionable. I actually
Yeah, he's
met
like an
you.
old man now.
I forgot there's a delay. So pardon me.
Yeah.
I met you at Cat's remember at the Cat's Boutique with your daughter and you guys were modeling. She was at Catwalk, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
you
With
were
Leroy, right?
yeah, yeah. And you guys were
Okay.
modeling. That's when my first came across you guys. You know, your daughter was modeling and you were assisting. I think
Yeah.
that was a show y'all were gonna do or something.
Yeah, she does in-store shows and things like that. I've produced all of Catwalk's fashion shows for the last 25 years.
Really? You've been
Hmm.
producing. What you talk about? You don't know. You've been producing last 20 years. Yeah, you've been doing this
Yeah,
for a long time for
I'm
different.
telling you. Started
Hmm.
when I was 14.
Man, so who did you? Who was on your first runway? Your sisters, your friends, your brothers. Who was on? Huh?
Everybody, all of them,
Everybody. So
everybody. Yeah.
you utilized everybody. I love it. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that's how you do it. That's how you do it. So in 2022. What do we see as Aziza Peace doing or accomplishing per se in 2022?
So I think much of what we are going to accomplish is rooted in what we have accomplished. So
Mm,
Strut was extremely successful this year. We also have a conference, a B called B Conference, where we bring together the young people from programs and from every school we're in and our online young people. We bring them together for a weekend. We did that at the Hilton as well, and they deal with um, like team building, personal development,
Mm-hmm.
healing, and this year we had the glow party and things like that. So um, to know that that's going to the next level, to know that we went from 50 young people for summer to this year being at 75. We've
Yes.
already, you know what I mean? The growth is happening as we speak. And
Yeah.
so the goal is I'm leaving the school system because what I realize is that I cannot make the impact that I want to make in the system. I'm not part of the system. I'm here to disrupt the system. So I'm leaving the system in order to go into the system as AZIZA Peace. My goal is to be in several schools as contracts for
Mm-hmm.
SEL and restorative practices. So, and we're going to do it, and we're going to do it like nobody else has done because our wraparound services, we come with it. It's not here and then you have to wait. Keys goes with us. This is a marriage, and we're coming to heal our kids. And when we heal those, then change is going to happen. It has to.
I love it. I love it. So in Baltimore, what we are having, what do you think the recipe is to help our young people in Baltimore? Is just really what your program is doing. We need to do this almost citywide for our young people.
Exactly. You said it. Um, I
Wow.
am I am blessed to do what I love to do
Yeah.
with love, and it's for the sake of love. Like love transforms things. It just does. And
Yes.
the thing
Exactly.
is, our children aren't feeling that. If we
Mm-hmm.
give them that, give them resources, they are like, imagine that. I mean, we are the same people who, when there was no basketball court, we put a milk crate on a building, on a pole, and made a basketball court. You mean to
Yep.
tell me you think our children can't create something from nothing? So if you give them something, what
Hmm.
can they create?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we're here to give them the something. We're here to give them the something.
Mm, mm, mm. Do you have a lot of foster kids that come through your program?
Not, not yet. You
Okay.
notice the yet? Yeah, not yet.
Which is they coming.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because our goal is to get a building so we have some autonomy over how we deal with things. When we're in schools, we can only connect to those that are in the school, right?
Got it.
So
Got
we
it.
need to have our own space
Mm-hmm.
um, deal with it.
Yeah, you almost need a center to do what you're doing. Mm,
It's coming.
it's coming. I know. I hear it. I can see it. You like it's coming. Everything I say,
Mhm.
you say. We doing that too. Wow. So
Mhm.
you're a consummate businesswoman.
I am.
Wow. So are you a serial entrepreneur also?
I am.
How many businesses you running?
Right now, they're all connected. Fortunately, right now, they're all connected to
What?
Aziza. Apparel and like all of that, and the productions, the events, they're all connected to AP now. They'll
Oh,
serve as workforce development and all of that for young people.
okay. Okay.
You
Is that how you want to say it? To make since it's related, it doesn't. We don't have to count them, right?
don't have to count. It's just one big thing.
I get it. I get it. So that's amazing. Like you made this almost tier of all, you utilizing all your gifts, making them services, small businesses, and they service this big fundraiser that you actually have.
Yes,
Hmm,
yes,
I like that hustle right there.
yeah. Gonna move into, like talking with Jamar, like moving into events that people talk about doing, but we've both done them for other people. So
Mhm.
in the past, I've been the creative director for Terrell Suggs. All of the parties that Terrell Suggs had, that was me putting them together.
Wow.
Aaron Maben. Um, me. So when we start talking about that level of execution, the things that we can teach young people, that skill set, that's something that they should have. So then that means we need to go back and get those clients at that level so that we can teach kids how to do it.
That's it. That's it. I like
That's
it.
what we're going to do it.
You making space for skill sets. And even though we live in a technological age, you still need skills. You still got to put up things, sets. You have to be able to assemble things,
Mhm.
and coordinate. So you're teaching so many things when they work with you. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you need the technology. We live stream. You need lights. You need sound. That's
Yes.
technology.
All of this technology,
It's all of
man.
that. Hmm.
Okay. Everybody got the Amber Alert. Did you get? Yeah, it's on my phone. Something's going on. But okay. So listen, I am you are our queen in our Queendom series for May. You are our queen. And I did not know what Aziz. I've heard about it. I've heard so many things, but I didn't know what it was. And so tonight I'm clear that you're doing good work.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're doing absolutely good work. And your entertainment portion, I can't wait to consume. I
Hmm.
can't wait to consume.
Hmm. We're
Oh,
gonna give you tidbits over the next few months. We're gonna build up this hype for strut. So, we're gonna get you straight. We're gonna get you straight.
okay. Okay. I love it. I love it. That's a beautiful thing. Okay. I want to talk to you about that anyway. We're going to talk about that off camera. But
Okay.
yes. So yes, Strut is amazing. AZIZA Piece is amazing. I'm glad you're helping all children, all young people, and black girls. We need more programs for black girls right now.
We do.
Yeah. They're going through a lot
Mm-hmm.
and trying to their bodies are growing, and it's a lot for them.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
see a lot going on out here. When you see them, the presentation, black girls need to start loving themselves. I think she's paused. So looks like she's paused. So what we're gonna do is this has been the Queendom series. We had Miss Saran Fossett. She is the executive director and founder of AZIZA Peace, which is a program, a nonprofit program in Baltimore, servicing young people between the ages of, she said, 14 and 24. So, and she has a fundraiser called STRUT that she has every March. So I don't know the website, man. Yeah, it's www.azizapeace, Aziza slash peace dot. See, she's gone. So I wanted to. I don't know the website, so I'm gonna put that in the chat. I'm gonna look it up. So I want to say thank you to Ms. Saran for her time. Thank you guys for being in the chat. Wow, I'm looking at the chat here. So many people talking. Trinae, Lonnie is on it. Jamar, Asia Doswell, thank you, Mel Payne. All you guys came through for Aziza Peace. Saran is amazing. Um, so Laquetta Clark, thank you guys for coming in. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We we are in the Queendom series. It is 5/10/22. We had Miss Saran Fossett of Aziza Peace. She had some technical difficulties, so I'm going to close this interview out, this conversation out. Please check us out tomorrow. We will be on at 6:30. We have our King Hymn series where we have a exceptional black man in community worker, works for Safe Streets, Brother Alex Long. Please come in and check this young man out and see what he's doing in community. And as we talk about Baltimore violence and him, being a family man and having his own program for children. So that's for tomorrow. Come through Black Box Radio. Subscribe to our Facebook, uh, of course YouTube. Check out this video. Mr. Ron was so perfect. She's back, and I'm gonna let her say good night. You're back. I'm sorry about that.
My computer just went black. The entire thing. That's because
Oh
it
no.
just did not want that word to get out. That's fine. We here for it.
I know you come right back. I love that. Listen, I want you to give your jewel to the people. I was shouting out your folks. You got Aja Doswell, Jamar Moore, Laquetta Clark, Terry Ray, Lonnie
Oh,
Walker,
I know all about. Yeah.
Mel Payne.
Rob, come on now.
All your peoples. I love it. Y'all got to come back. So leave us jewel for the peoples. Leave your jewel.
So I don't know that it's anything exceptional. I think that we often use that line like love wins, right? People
Mm-hmm.
say it and it's kind of a common thing, just kind of to say it, but it does. There's a thing, if you are Christian or have learned that in Corinthians, love is a verb. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not do this. Love that. It is an action, and I think that we, as the disruptors we are, we're just
Mm-hmm.
using the power of love to shift the trajectory of things. Love will win over here. It's coming.
Love it. Love it. Listen, guys, this is Miss Saran Fossett. She is a innovator. She's a creator. She is a mother. You heard all the things at the beginning she said. I can't even emulate all the things she said about herself, but she's all of that. And she has amazing programming in Baltimore City, AZIZA Peace. Tell them your website one more time. So we're going to put that in the chat.
www.azize.squarespace.com.
Got it. I'm putting it in the chat, guys. So if you want to contribute to all of this good work, please go there and contribute. You guys know we always got to have the ambulance come through. This inner city. You always got to tell me I live in the inner
Necessary.
city.
Police.
You always gonna hear that in the inner city. So that's what makes it all real out here. So, Mr. Ron, listen, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Um, I knew this was. I was so anticipated talking to you and making you my queen. So thanks for being the queen of Black Box Radio for the month
Thank
of May. You lived up to every billing, and I love your what you're doing. I love your confidence. I can't wait to see some of your work. Um, yeah, I can't wait. I just can't wait. And thank you for being in the QueenDoM series. Don't go
you.
anywhere.
Gotcha.
All right, so don't go anywhere, all right?
Okay.
So we are boxed up and out, guys. We are out of here. Let's get these deuces. We gone. Peace.